we're here in the heart of the beautiful Lincolnshire countryside with a rather unusual supplier.
Yeah, just over there, over my shoulder, is the UK's first ever prawn farm. Yeah, you heard correct, a prawn farm in the middle of Lincolnshire.
Yeah, it might just look like a shed to you and me, but actually inside they're mimicking a sea environment to give you the freshest, best tasting prawns you can get. Let's go take a look. Okay, Richard, so tell us what's going on in here.
Right, so this is our shrimp breeding area. If you look closely in the tanks there, you'll see our large broodstock shrimp. This tank is actually a male tank. If you look closely down there, you can see a female with eggs.
Oh, yeah, along the back. Yeah.
Believe it or not, there's 250,000 eggs
Wow.
inside one female.
So what happens when you've managed to successfully mate the two, and then you need to take the female over with the eggs? What's the next process there?
Well, the breeding activity happens at night time when it gets dark. Once they've successfully mated, we then take those females away from that tank and put her in a separate tank where she releases her eggs. And then from there, it's 3.5 months to grow it from an egg to a 25 gram shrimp.
Maturity. Wow, that is a really fast time, isn't it? And actually much quicker than some of those, in the supermarkets where you're getting prawns that have been frozen for months on end.
These are fresh.
This really is as fresh as you can get.
We can harvest them one day and have them in the shops the following day.
Wow, absolutely amazing.
So this is the second stage. The females are moved across to these tanks and they release the eggs in these tanks overnight. Once you've released the eggs overnight, we move the female out of the tank and the eggs are all siphoned from the tank and put inside these dustbins where they hatch.
So how many eggs have you got in here?
We've got the equivalent of 2 females worth of eggs inside those dustbins.
And how many is that?
Approximately about 250,000 per female. So there's close to
500,000
eggs inside
wow.
there. Yeah.
And how do you, call me cynical, how do you know how many eggs are in there?
Well, we've got this device here.
Okay.
Clever bit of kit from America. This device sits on top of a bucket and it's a counting app. We can put all the hatched shrimp inside the bucket, place this lid on top, and it takes images of the shrimp. And it can count up to 40,000 per shrimp within 2 minutes.
Okay, amazing.
So 10 minutes of using this gadget, we know exactly how many shrimp are inside that dustbin.
It's a bit easier than siphoning it out and
exactly.
counting
them by hand.
That's it. Okay, Richard, so what part of the process are we at now? What's going on
Okay,
here?
so this is the final stage. This is the on-growing stage. This is where it all happens. Right. Once the shrimp are 21 days old, they weigh approximately 0.003 grams. From there, we stock them inside we put between 20 and 30,000 shrimp in one of these. They'll stay in here for the next 3 months, and we'll grow them onto 25 grams.
Okay, and then tell me, why does this, what's the colour of this water? It's a little bit darker.
Yeah, it does look slightly darker, but you'll see there's no dirt inside the water. The water's very clean. The colour that you can see is basically bacteria that's growing inside the tanks. That bacteria is then used as a food source for the shrimp.
Okay, amazing. So they're actually growing their own bacteria, a natural food source, and then they're able to grow to the maturity.
They're using that to grow.
They're all used.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So we've seen the facility in action, and I now just want to talk to Lachy here about the quality of this product, because it really is quite something.
So we discovered this prawn when FloGro approached us, wanting to introduce it to the top London chefs. We work with a lot of them, and they thought we were in a perfect position to get that distribution for them, show the chefs something new, something innovative, something local, and the chefs are absolutely loving the fact that they've got a top quality prawn produced in the UK that is fresh, rather than a frozen prawn that's come all the way from the Far East. Slightly wary about, the dodgy ethics around it. Provenance is a big issue around that. And we found with the chefs that they love the flavour of the prawn.
You can't get better.
And it's fresh, none of these pre-frozen products. We're really looking at something. With FloGro, they've got a system in place that's ecologically sound. The way they reuse everything, we're really looking at something new and innovative.
Well, it's fantastic. Our customers absolutely love it. We We've had them for the first week a couple of weeks ago. We introduced them and a huge percentage of our customer base clicked on the prawn dish and the feedback was just incredible. So long may it continue, and I hope we can see this facility growing and growing and growing. So we've seen inside and we've given you just a little glimpse into one of the UK's most pioneering fresh food suppliers.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for this amazing fresh prawns on our weekly menu, and also take a look at all our other supplier videos by subscribing. Hit the button below.